Good morning. It is Monday, March 12th, 2018. We are checking in with the ES index. We had a fantastic week last week, moving off of the low on the rather, some believed kind of amazing turnaround here. We got an A, B, and a C up. It's rather scathing. It looks very commensurate with what we were expecting, which is a larger blow-off style top. We're coming into Monday now with an A, B, and a C up. We may get a B retracement for a further C extension. We have a rather large option expiry coming on Thursday of this week. It's the monthly expiry for March. The imbalance is quite high to the call side. So there is some serious money motivation to do a moderate correction, potentially something deeper, maybe as deep as 2685 to 2670. But for the time being, the bulls have the ball and they're running with it, driving to higher targets. So we are looking to see if we got indeed a very shallow B wave, A, B, and C of the first degree of the C, into another, yet again, shallow B wave for another A, B to C higher. The eventual target, potentially, of this larger diagonal is up here at 2920. So the modus operandi here is are we going to complete A, come back in B, and then go for C in somewhat of a blow-off style move? So looking at it that way, we are coming into today with the supposition of a moderate to, shallow, maybe a deeper corrective. I mean, there is the potential to go for the much deeper corrective, and there's a high money motivation when it comes to the amount of premium and calls that are expiring come Friday. So for the time being, we are going to press with the market to the upside, knowing that we should be expecting a moderate to potentially heavy corrective from here. And then turning and targeting for the higher diagonal top. So that's what we've got so far to start the morning. Let's take a look at CL real quickly. CL as well looks like it is A to B to C of the A degree, A, B, and the C of the B degree. We went right to my target at 62.25 as surmised, which initiated the short. And it looks as if we are starting our C wave corrective down. It has two major targets. We have the three-wave target at about 58.73, and we have what could be an elongated three-wave target at about 58. But generally, a fully completed A to B to C relationship would take us down to anywhere between 54.60 and about $53. So the next degree, well, this degree plus the next, and then the final degree will really determine to what level depth we retrace to if indeed we start following through here. We may have A to B to a higher C, but I have my doubts on that. It looks as if it's got A and B in the bag, or 1 and 2 in the bag, and it wants to start working its way down in C, or potentially 3 to something deeper. Going to switch over to GC. Taking a look at GC this morning, it fell a little bit short of optimal for the retracement target. I'm not going to complain at 1327. That was about where I was hoping for the turn. I was hoping for a little bit higher at 30. There's still a potential for A to B to C to come up there for it. But as long as we're below this low, a bounce and then a follow through below this low at 1315 looks pretty good for a nice short. So let's see how it bounces, but more specifically, breaking below this low at 1315 begets an attack of the 1300 to 1290 area. So that's a pretty good amount of points. It's about $20, maybe $30. So we'll be watching for the retracement and then follow through below that low for the continuation of this move A to B to C. And of the larger degree, the A, the B, and the C, if it's a long leg C wave, the overlap of the A to B to C relationship is here at 1282. So this could go from a good trade to a great one. So this one's definitely on radar this morning as well. So I'm just going to switch back to ES, and we will get to our open here. We're retracing, taking some of this back. It looks like A, B, and C here retouching that low at 92.5. Will it use it as support and degree up is really the question. So we have two potentials here. It's A, B, and C, has a B, and then we go for that deeper B that I was just talking about. Or potentially we got a shallow B here and we're working on the next degree up to really keep that short squeeze on the run. We'll see what we get into open. I hope you all had a very wonderful weekend. I hope you're ready to kick some butt today. And I am pretty jazzed. Let's see what we get. This is the market cap for March 12th, 4:30 p.m. Just wanted to post here with just the progress today. As we came into this morning, we had the A, B, and the C. As we surmised, the B to the C down did, in fact, come around. So the initial supposition of A to B to C with the shallow B retrace looked very good. From there, we have A, B, and C up. Now, is that A to B with the follow-through? C wave down to this 2772 to 67 area. Will that just be 1 degree with a secondary B and a follow-through C down to the 2750 area is really the question. The other possibility is that, again, A, B, and C shallow. B, A, B, and C of the first degree A comes back in B, A, B, and C of the next degree up towards 2808. So which is it? The two potentials here traded extremely well today. Working with a lot of conviction here when we were essentially range bound really was the issue. So we did get our shallow B. We were correct with the A to B to C potential. Now the question becomes, is it A, B, and then following through in C? Sorry, the chart's a little messy. I haven't had much amount of time to clean it up. It's been a choppy mess all day in this diagonal, so that was to be expected. Moving over to CL, did exactly what we were hoping for. May need to go 1 small degree higher here to attack that 6175 area, but did the A, B, and the C very cleanly to that 1236 as targeted. Missed it by a little bit, but I'm not going to be too much of a stickler against that. A to B to C, complete A, B, and C. So we're going to get that higher B wave, basically. A, B, and then C to just get up to that 75 to 62 area, and then degree down. Or is it going to be shallow as well here? I do have some topside resistance coming down. So it's a little bit unclear, but we do know where it could face. You can see that it's kind of turning away from that resistance here. So did that complete it, A to B, and then the next degree down for the C wave? Well, I'm not so sure. I think it needs a little bit more of a pop and then a follow through. But we'll be tracking it specifically coming under this low. The 60-50 area looks like a very good short for 59. So we'll be tracking that come tomorrow as well. And then finally, GC did exactly, well, not everything I was hoping for. We had our target box here at about 30, came into this morning, said, okay, that looks like the valid target, A to B. Looks like it needs 1 degree higher. So that still looks good to me, that 27 to 30 area for the bounce in 3 waves. The issue becomes, could it be A, B not getting over that high and start extending downward quickly come tomorrow? So the key price there is about 1317 as well. So anything under 1317, we're looking new degrees down for the attack at 05, and then potentially as low as the 1280 area for A, B, C of the first degree, B, and then C following through to the downside. So that's an interesting spot to stop in as well. Which way it degrees tomorrow, it could come down pretty deep and still slingshot for that kind of move, A to B to C up to here, but really getting below, that area, that general area here, this 17 area, and specifically breaking this low at 15 could bring on quite the deluge. So that's the news that's worth reporting today. We came into this morning pretty accurate on a size up. Normally we try and be a little bit more precise on our targets, but there were too many potentials with this, and you can see why the guidance wasn't very stringent today. We knew that there's a lot of influence going on. There's a lot of activity and things that need to close out this week.
as well as a ton of calls that are open that needed to be shook around a little bit. So really, if you think about what today accomplished, we basically moved sideways. We ended a little bit lower than when we started by about 3 points, and we closed at about flat. Essentially, that creates a ton of ground up premium. And really, when you look at it, that's our closing price Friday. Well, we're right back where we started. The close of the bell Friday to the close of the bell today is exactly flat. So keeping both sides of the trade in, chewing up their premium while the theta, the time decay, is getting steeper and steeper on them, looks like it worked out perfectly today. Whether that'll wait tomorrow to understand which degree up or down, knowing that both sides are under pressure now with time counting against them on the front week monthly expiry, should lead to either A to B to C with a B, and then the C wave to get up and over, saying that we are getting over this price and we are going to keep extending higher, or A to B to C, A, B, C, B, B, A, B, C potentially, and just meandering, wasting more time, and really break that support. Down we go, and I'm looking towards 77 to 72. Actually 72 to 67, I apologize. That's the general target area here. So that's the update. The guidance was good today. The action was a little bit choppy, so it was tough, but at resistance with, shorts and at supports with longs, you did just fine. It was very, very tight stops, so you can see why when it picked up there, we were like, okay, we'll spec in there with a few points risk and fire off for it. Well, we did quite well with it. Hopefully we can do even better tomorrow. So that's all the news worth printing. I hope you had a wonderful day, and we'll see you on the flip side. Cheers.
Pump up the volume, pump up the volume.